told from the very beginning, don't talk to Ellen, don't do this, you can't, go into her office. We all walked on eggshells all the time.
Not too long ago, quiet whispers started sliding around the internet about Ellen DeGeneres. At first it sounded small, almost like random gossip people toss around online. But the whispers kept getting louder and louder, and suddenly people were asking a serious question. Was Ellen really as cheerful behind the scenes as she looked on TV? The shiny image of daytime's nicest host was starting to look a little shaky. In the beginning, it felt like the usual internet chatter that shows up one day and disappears the next. But this time, it didn't fade away. The conversation kept building momentum until it turned into a massive online storm. Little by little, the perfectly polished reputation that had been built over years started cracking right in front of everyone. By March 2020, the public mood had completely shifted, and admiration was now mixed with real skepticism. People everywhere started wondering what the environment was really like behind the bright studio lights of the Ellen DeGeneres show. Then one viral Twitter thread grabbed the internet by the collar and refused to let go. Comedy writer Kevin T. Porter jumped in with a bold tweet saying he would donate $2 to a Los Angeles food bank for every story people shared about rough experiences connected to the talk show host. That single tweet lit a fuse online. Replies started pouring in from every direction as thousands of users piled into the thread, stacking stories minute by minute. The response was so massive that some people joked Porter's bank account had to be sweating by the end of the day because the notifications just would not stop. What started as a single tweet quickly spiraled into one of the most talked about threads on the entire internet. Within just a few hours, the situation blew up and went completely viral. Social media timelines were flooded with screenshots, reactions, debates, and non-stop commentary. Everywhere you looked, people were refreshing their feeds, watching the drama unfold in real time like it was a live event.
I did invite you and you didn't come, so.
This time you invited me?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
How do you know? I don't think so.
Ask everybody.
Oh yeah, I had that thing.
One story that really grabbed attention came from someone claiming a new staff member had been given a strange warning on their first days at work. According to the story, there was supposedly something people inside the office called a daily target. The idea was that each day, someone on the team would become the center of tension or criticism. Just hearing that detail had people online raising their eyebrows. The advice that was allegedly given to the new hire sounded blunt and a little unsettling. The person was reportedly told, "It's not personal, just deal with it for the day. Tomorrow it'll be someone else." That single quote had social media buzzing because it painted a picture of a workplace that sounded stressful and unpredictable. Once that story started spreading, the internet ran with it at full speed. More claims began stacking on top of the original ones as the thread kept growing. Some former staff members even alleged that employees could be sent home if they spoke without chewing gum because of a supposed sensitivity to certain smells. That detail alone had people online debating non-stop. The rumor sounded bizarre to a lot of people, but instead of slowing things down, it made the internet react even louder. Social media timelines lit up with heated arguments as people tried to figure out what might be exaggerated gossip and what could actually be true. Some users brushed it off as wild internet drama, while others were convinced something deeper was going on behind the scenes.
You can't be smarter, funnier than Ellen. She's the comedian and the star, not you. Turn the cameras off, she would not even acknowledge the
Right in the middle of all that noise, another story popped up that grabbed serious attention. Someone who said they worked as a server at the Los Angeles restaurant Real Food Daily shared their own experience involving the celebrity. According to the server, a complaint had allegedly been made about the condition of her nail polish, and the situation nearly cost her the job. That detail shot across social media at lightning speed and piled even more pressure onto the growing controversy. About a year later, Kevin T. Porter spoke with Metro and looked back on how everything unfolded. He admitted that before the thread exploded, he believed Ellen's public reputation was almost impossible to shake. As he explained, "I always thought that she was kind of bulletproof, but the viral moment changed everything, and the backlash that followed became impossible to ignore." Soon after that, even producers connected to the show started speaking publicly about their experiences, including one who shared their perspective with Inside Edition. That pushed the story even deeper into the spotlight. What began as messy tweets and internet jokes quickly transformed into a full-blown scandal, and the tone online shifted fast. people stopped laughing at the chaos and started watching closely as more details continued to surface.
Invited porcelain dolls.
I heard that.
All right. My wife, come on, stop, man.
That was the wingspan.
No, my friends use this photo to make fun of.
Many of the early anti-Ellen style posts floating around the internet were brushed off as rumors or secondhand stories at first. People treated them like typical online gossip that would disappear in a few days. But once the conversation started shifting toward workplace complaints directly tied to the daytime show, the tone suddenly became a lot more serious. This time, the claims were reportedly coming from people connected to the workplace itself. That alone gave the discussion much more weight in the public eye. The spotlight was no longer just focused on viral tweets or internet chatter. Now people were looking closely at the internal culture behind the Ellen DeGeneres show, and questions started popping up everywhere. During the early months of the pandemic, several employees alleged they were left confused about what was happening with their jobs. According to reporting from Variety, some staff members said they received little to no clear communication about pay schedules or job security. During the first lockdown period, reports suggested that around 30 crew members were left without solid updates. In such an uncertain time, that detail alone sent shockwaves through parts of the entertainment industry. Then the situation escalated again. Employees reportedly discovered that the show had brought in a production company outside their union so Ellen could continue filming episodes from her California home. That move sparked even more outrage online and made many viewers start looking at the entire situation in a very different way. The timing only made the controversy explode even louder. Just 1 week earlier, Ellen had publicly explained that the reason she returned to work during such a chaotic moment was because she cared deeply about the crew working behind the scenes. But once the new report surfaced, that statement started spreading all over social media again, this time with a very different tone. People were suddenly looking at the quote in a whole new light. By July 2020, the situation intensified even more. Several current and former staff members speaking anonymously came forward with stronger claims about their experiences working on the daytime show. At that point, the conversation online shifted completely. What once looked like messy internet gossip was now being treated as a serious workplace controversy that could carry real consequences. One employee alleged they felt pushed to leave the job after dealing with racism in the workplace. Another person claimed they lost their position after taking time off following a family bereavement. Those accusations hit social media like a thunderclap and sparked another massive wave of debate across the internet.
Changing their title or giving yourself a nickname, do not go with the Be Kind lady. Don't do it. I am that person that you see on TV. I am a work in progress.
Even though Ellen herself was not directly accused of carrying out those specific actions, many people argue that leadership still carries responsibility when a brand is built around one person's name. That point alone kept the discussion heated and pushed the controversy even further into the spotlight. One former staff member told BuzzFeed News something that quickly caught the internet's attention. As the person explained, if she wants to have her own show and have her name on the show title, she needs to be more involved to see what's going on. That quote spread across social media almost instantly, and the pressure surrounding the show kept rising hour by hour. Soon after, 3 producers connected to the program released an official statement responding to the growing allegations. In their message, they said, "We take all of this very seriously, and we realize as many in the world are learning that we need to do better, are committed to do better, and we will do better." The statement was clearly meant to cool things down and reassure people that the situation was being addressed. But instead of calming the storm, it kept the spotlight locked firmly on the show. The controversy refused to fade, and the public conversation only kept growing louder. Eventually, the noise became impossible to ignore, which led to an internal investigation looking into the workplace culture surrounding the program. Reports later suggested the investigation uncovered more troubling behavior behind the scenes. Not long after, 3 executive producers exited the show following allegations involving sexual harassment and intimidating conduct. That move sent a powerful signal that leadership could not simply brush the situation aside. A message was later sent to staff by David McGuire, the executive vice president of programming at Warner Brothers, as the situation continued unfolding. In the email, he wrote, "Many of you have spoken with Warner Media's investigators, and we thank you for your honesty. I hope this note is another way we are showing our commitment to do better." That message quickly spread across the entertainment industry and had people expecting that serious changes were on the way. Eventually, Ellen released her own apology addressing the controversy. But when the statement arrived, the reaction from the public was split right down the middle. Some viewers felt the message did not fully address the issues people had been talking about, while others believed it was at least a step toward taking responsibility. Instead of closing the chapter, the situation kept dragging on, and the discussion online stayed intense. Ellen's career did not suddenly disappear, and the conversation around her reputation kept buzzing across social media. As the toxic workplace controversy hovered over the situation like a dark cloud, more celebrities started jumping into the debate. Some well-known figures stepped forward to defend her, while others did the exact opposite and turned the criticism up even louder. One of the most noticeable voices came from Brad Garrett, widely known for starring in Everybody Loves Raymond. He publicly backed the growing belief that Ellen's famous "be kind" message did not line up with what some people claimed was happening behind the scenes. Garrett wrote online, "Sorry, but it comes from the top," and suggested it was widely known that more than one person had been treated badly. That comment alone sent another wave of reactions across the internet. That comment hit social media like a shockwave and kicked off another intense debate almost instantly. People across the internet started arguing back and forth as the discussion kept heating up. Then, actress Leah Thompson jumped into the conversation and backed the criticism with a quick but powerful tweet. She simply wrote, "True story." It was only 2 words, but that short message carried serious weight online and pushed the controversy even further into the spotlight. By that point, the conversation surrounding Ellen DeGeneres and the workplace culture connected to the Ellen DeGeneres Show had completely taken over social media timelines. Every new reaction from celebrities pulled even more attention toward the story. The pressure kept building, and the internet chatter refused to slow down. Several months after the controversy first exploded, Ellen finally addressed the situation publicly. Viewers were glued to their screens, waiting to see how she would respond. Curiosity was sky high because everyone wanted to hear what she would say about the storm swirling around her name. During a September 2020 episode of her talk show, Ellen opened the monologue by casually asking the audience about their summer, almost like everything was business as usual. But then the tone shifted as she slowly turned the conversation toward the controversy surrounding her. That's when she delivered a line that instantly set social media on fire. She told the audience, "Let me give you some advice out there. If anybody's thinking of changing their title or giving yourself a nickname, do not go with the 'be kind' lady. Don't do it." The moment that sentence aired, timelines exploded with reactions. Many viewers immediately began debating whether the joke matched the seriousness of the controversy. Former employees who had previously shared their experiences also joined the online conversation again. Some critics argued the joke made the situation sound smaller than it really was, which only kept the debate growing louder across the internet. Others said the moment felt less like real accountability and more like the spotlight was being pulled back onto Ellen herself instead of easing the tension. The debate online only kept getting louder, and over the next 6 months, the fallout started showing up in the place television cares about the most: ratings. Reports suggested the show lost more than 1 million viewers during that period. For a program that had dominated daytime TV for years, that drop grabbed serious attention inside the industry. Suddenly, the once powerful show was trailing behind competitors like Live with Kelly and Ryan and Dr. Phil. That shift made executives and media insiders start watching the situation very closely. For a long time, the Ellen DeGeneres Show looked almost untouchable in daytime television. But now the numbers were telling a different story, and the show suddenly looked vulnerable. When a program that big starts slipping in the ratings, people in the television business notice immediately. The financial side showed a similar trend. Advertising revenue reportedly dropped from around $131 million down to roughly $105 million. That kind of decline does not stay quiet in network television. When that level of money starts shrinking, sponsors and executives begin asking tough questions, and the pressure behind the scenes only grows stronger. Eventually, the future of the show became impossible to ignore. By May 2021, the decision was finally confirmed. Ellen announced that the long-running daytime series would be coming to an end. Speaking with The Hollywood Reporter, she explained that the original plan had actually been to stop after season 16. According to Ellen, the network had pushed for 4 additional years, but she only agreed to consider 1 more season before a compromise was reached that extended the show for 3 more years. Ellen insisted that the controversy surrounding the workplace culture had nothing to do with her decision to end the show, but plenty of viewers were not fully convinced, and many people online kept questioning the timing. After all the headlines and debates that had surrounded the program, the announcement immediately sparked another round of speculation across social media. She admitted the final episode would be an emotional moment after spending so many years as a major face of daytime television. For nearly 2 decades, Ellen had been a constant presence on TV screens. But behind the scenes, other projects connected to her name were also starting to fade away faster than many people expected. Just before the talk show wrapped up, reports revealed that another one of her programs was also quietly being shelved. Her primetime game show, Ellen's Game of Games, was canceled after 4 seasons. The series had originally premiered on NBC back in 2017 and quickly grabbed attention for its wild, over-the-top energy. The show was built around chaotic challenges inspired by popular segments from her daytime program. Contestants jumped into outrageous games for the chance to win up to $100,000, and the whole thing brought a loud, unpredictable vibe to primetime television. It was fast, messy, and full of big reactions. But even that momentum could not keep the show running forever. According to reporting from The Hollywood Reporter, ratings had been slipping, especially during the 2020 to 2021 season. That drop signaled that audience interest was cooling off quickly. Eventually, the network shifted the show to a Sunday night time slot, and that scheduling move ended up making the situation even tougher. The new schedule reduced the show's visibility and made it harder for casual viewers to keep up each week. Without that strong momentum, the buzz around the game show faded quickly. Before long, Ellen's Game of Games quietly disappeared from television too. After nearly 20 years dominating daytime TV and launching several primetime projects, Ellen was suddenly no longer a regular presence on the air. For many viewers, the exit felt almost symbolic. One moment she had been everywhere on television, and the next it seemed like the spotlight had moved on just as fast as contestants used to drop through trapdoors on her own game show. The shift was dramatic, and people across the industry noticed how quickly things had changed. After the talk show officially ended, Ellen stepped away from the spotlight and kept a noticeably low profile for a while. The once constant television host was suddenly much quieter in public appearances, which only made people more curious about what she would do next. Eventually, she returned briefly with a documentary special on the Discovery Channel titled Saving the Gorillas, Ellen's Next Adventure. The program focused on her longtime passion for wildlife conservation and showed a much calmer, more personal side of her life. The documentary highlighted her work supporting efforts to protect gorillas and preserve their habitats. Even so, it was clear that her era as a non-stop television fixture had come to an end. The industry had shifted. Daytime TV was moving into a new chapter. And when she later tried to circle back into stand-up comedy during the 2020s, the road ahead did not turn out to be smooth. What was supposed to feel like a big farewell tour quickly turned confusing for fans. Behind the scenes, plans started shifting, and several scheduled shows suddenly vanished from the calendar. In July 2024, Ellen canceled 4 tour stops in Chicago, San Francisco, Seattle, and San Diego. There was no major announcement and no detailed explanation given at the time. The cancellations simply appeared online, leaving ticket holders surprised and more than a little confused. Fans started asking questions immediately, but the silence surrounding those changes only fueled more speculation across social media. Even now, there has never been a full public explanation about why those specific shows were pulled from the schedule. Then a similar situation unfolded overseas. After relocating to the Cotswolds in the United Kingdom, Ellen announced a smaller local event series called In Conversation. The idea sounded simple, but interesting. She planned to host more intimate discussions with audiences in a smaller, stripped-down setting where people could hear her speak in a more personal way. But once again, the plan quietly collapsed before it even got started. The shows were canceled before a single live event ever took place. Just like that, another chapter closed before it even had the chance to begin, leaving many people wondering what exactly was happening behind the scenes. Soon after, another attempt at a comeback appeared with a 2024 comedy special released on Netflix. Some fans believed this could finally calm the criticism and bring Ellen back into a more positive spotlight. There was curiosity everywhere about how audiences would react. But instead of feeling like a triumphant return, the special triggered another wave of harsh reviews. Critics did not hold back at all. Variety described the special as painfully self-indulgent, and that phrase spread across social media almost instantly. Meanwhile, The Independent went even further, calling the performance bizarre, unfunny, and self-pitying, which only added more fuel to the ongoing debate surrounding her career. Those headlines quickly took over the internet and shaped the entire online conversation. Reaction clips, commentary videos, and heated posts started flooding social media. Everywhere you looked, people were breaking down the situation and debating what really happened. A lot of the criticism centered on how Ellen talked about the toxic workplace controversy tied to the final years of her talk show. Many viewers felt that when she addressed the issue, she still framed herself as the person most affected by everything that went down. For a lot of people online, that angle did not land well at all. Critics argued that the focus should have been more on the concerns raised by employees rather than her personal experience. Instead of closing the chapter on the controversy, it ended up reopening the whole debate again. The conversation started spinning right back up across social media, with people revisiting old headlines, interviews, and clips from the show. Eventually, Ellen made a major announcement about her future in comedy. She revealed that she was stepping away from stand-up permanently and described it as a full exit from the stage. She did not present it as a short break or a temporary pause either. According to her, this decision meant she was completely finished performing stand-up comedy. Interestingly, the reaction from critics and media outlets was much calmer than many people expected. Some reviewers even suggested the decision actually made sense after everything that had unfolded over the previous few years. Instead of loud backlash, the response from many corners of the industry felt more like quiet acceptance. After years of drama, controversy, and non-stop headlines, a lot of people seemed ready to move on and close the book on the entire saga. Now I want to hear what you think. Was Ellen treated unfairly, or did the backlash reveal a side of the entertainment industry that had been ignored for years? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and share the video so more people can join the discussion. Stick around for more deep dives into influencer drama, media industry chaos, and the behind-the-scenes stories that rarely make the headlines.